And welcome to Pawnee Park's Memorial Stadium here in Columbus, Nebraska. We have top 5 Class C1 football action between number 5 Boone Central Newman Grove and number 3 Columbus Scotus. Thank you so much for joining us here on the ColumbusNewsTeam.com for year 2 of our live football coverage here in Columbus. And boy, Grant, do we have a good one. I'm Brandon Axman, by the way. Kate Bowling's going to be our sideline reporter patrolling the sidelines. And now back to Mr. Grant Otten. A huge game in Class C1 in all of state football in Nebraska to start things off week 1. You have the defending Class C1 champions, Boone Central Newman Grove, taking on Scotus, a team that has very much aspirations to make a very deep playoff run. They're returning 16 starters. So for both of these teams, you as being a former football player, how do you manage the expectations and the hype for a game in week 1 where things are still very fresh for these players?
You know, when I think of these big games, I had an offensive coordinator that always said there's going to be waves, and the way, you're going to have good moments in the game, you're going to have bad moments in the game, you're going to go on runs, they're going to go on runs. The way you deal with that, being even-keeled emotionally and staying strong and as a unit is how you get victorious in the game, and there's a lot of hype surrounding these teams like you're talking about. Now, there's players that show up. It's going to be important on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of offensive power today. So I'll be curious to see how defensively they show up and if they stay even-keeled throughout the rest of the game.
Well, we're very much looking forward to bringing this one to you. This one's been circled on our calendars, like I'm sure everyone in Class C1, for a very long time. Right now we're going to take a look at the key players for each of these games, starting with the one for Boone Central Newman Grove. The player to watch for me is Keaton Henry, the returning All-Staters, a senior. He's a focal point for this Boone Central Newman Grove defense. He led the team, or was third on the team, in 45 tackles last year, and he is a big boy. He can be a big presence on the defensive end. As for Scotus, Jake Boss is the man to watch out for. He is a man, half beast, let's say. He plays fullback as well as linebacker. The thing that is deceptive about him, he's about 220 pounds. He looks like he can't move, but he is elusively and sneakily fast, and he will run you over if you get in his way. So keep an eye out for Jake Boss on the offensive end. Those wraps up the key players for this pregame. Grant, any last final thoughts before we get ready for kickoff?
I'm excited to watch some good football. Football season's coming back around, and it's great to see two teams that are opening a live broadcast.
Very much looking forward to it. Someone else who I'm sure has been looking forward to it is Scotus head coach Tyler Linder, entering his second year. Right now, Kate Bowling has him on the sidelines, and we're going to hear from him now.
Alrighty, thank you guys. Coach, first game of the season, big game. How have we been preparing mentally and physically for this one?
You know, with a new head coach over at Boone Central, we've had to prepare for just about everything. So really what we look to do this fall camp and coming into this first game is just to perfect us, work on every possible scenario that we're going to see, and I'm thoroughly impressed. These boys are hungry, and it's about time to play a game.
And I know there's been a couple injuries. Has that created any gaps in the offense or defense? And if so, how are we planning on filling those?
Yeah, anytime you have injuries, you got to reshuffle some things. But this offense, this defense is built to rotate a ton of guys anyway, and so we planned on rotating guys. We just have less guys to rotate through. So we're rip-roaring, ready to go, and I'm excited to get kickoff underway.
Coach, thanks so much and good luck.
Appreciate it.
But back to you.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Chrysler Summer Clearance Event, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
State Farm agent Annette Alt can help you find the right level of auto coverage. Call today at 402-564-8581.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge dock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus.
Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it, and Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
Welcome to Columbus Tire and Service in historic downtown Columbus. We as a team never promise more than we can deliver, and we always give the customer more than they expect. We're authorized dealers for Goodyear, Hankook, and Falcon, but we can get you any vehicle tire you want. We offer full automotive repair by 4 qualified, experienced technicians. We are a qualified farm tire dealer, and we offer 24-hour on-the-farm tire service. Request service, shop for tires, or request a quote at columbustireandservice.com, or give us a call to set an appointment, 402-564-6229.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Chrysler Summer Clearance Event, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Wake up in your first home. Wake up in a home you've made a bit bigger. Wake up in a home with a new address. Wake up in a home that doesn't even have an address. As your life evolves, your dream home evolves too, and protecting it takes committed support. At American Family Insurance, we support your dreams.
In Columbus, see American Family Agent Roger Iwanski.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
And welcome back to Pawnee Park's Memorial Field here in Columbus, as we have a huge game for you. Our first ever broadcast this year for ColumbusNewsTeam.com. Number 5 and defending Class C1 champions Boone Central Newman Grove come to town to take on the number 3 rated Columbus Scotus Shamrocks. Without further ado, we are glad you're here. Myself and Grant Otten, who's in the booth with me, are glad to be calling this game. This should be a great one, and we are just about to get underway as the Cardinals kick off to the Shamrocks, and here we go. A little short kick fielded at the 30-yard line and a tackle right at about the 32, and that's how the Shamrocks are going to start things on their first offensive drive of the season.
That looked like 83 Quinn Blaser, I believe, on the return there.
Now after this play, we're going to take a look at the starting lineup for the Scotus Shamrocks, a team that returned 16 starters from last year's squad, Grant, that made it to the quarterfinals and lost by 1 point to Kearney Catholic. When you bring back that much talent, you only have high aspirations to make another run at the state title here, as they hand the ball off, and a run up to the left side is close to a first down. Nicely done there by the Shamrocks.
With the amount of hype surrounding both these teams, let alone Boone Central Newman Grove coming off one of the best seasons in school history, and this SCOTUS class that everybody has been raving about since they were young kids, you know, it's stressful itself just for these kids to come out here and try and play up to the hype level that this game has been given. Not, you know, from us too with this pregame talk. This is just really exciting to see.
Well, that run was by Tanner Spenceri for about 6 yards. This time, credit the Boone Central Newman Grove defense, stuffing Jake Boss on that play. Not something you see often. And now we're going to take a look at the offensive starters for the Scotus Shamrocks. You got Brady Prismus, Jake Boss, who just carried it, Cole Harrington, Spenceri, Kumpf, and Dalton Taylor. 5 of those 6 skilled players seniors. And now the big line up front. 5 big boys for the Shamrocks. And a lot of experience there as well between Gutzmer, Ostick, Navicki, Future, and Bonk. 3rd and 5 now, and they drop back for the pass. It's a swing pass to Cole Harrington on the left side, and Harrington's got some room to run, and that is a 20-yard gain. Harrington, one of the more athletic players on this very athletic team, and they get a first down.
This backfield is unbelievable, Brandon. I mean, the athletic ability of these guys to go side to side and to get downfield as fast as they can, and we saw Boss run a little bit ago, just a strong, powerful back who can really just get up in the hole and make an impact and get some yards.
And you got to be happy for Coach Tyler Linder not going 3 and out on your opening drive of the season, and they are now in Cardinal territory. Ball at the 46, handoff again to Boss. This time he gets some positive yards, pounds forward for about 5. And we're going to try to get a look at the Cardinals' defense right now and see who they all have starting. Returning a lot of players as well, not as many as the Shamrocks, although they do have a lot of senior talent. I'm taking a look right now. Jacob Krings, Hanson, Sullivan, and O'Brien. You got to like having 4 seniors on that defensive front for the Cardinals. Then they also have an experienced linebacking core, Henry, Aguirre, and Wagner. And then 3 DBs as well. They run the 4-3-3, another handoff up the middle for Scotus. And it's going to be stuffed for a short gain. And we'll give those DBs some love we didn't quite get to there. Kyle Kramer, as well as Scott Kettler and Damian Backus. There they are. And Andy King, we're not going to forget about him. 4 more seniors in the defensive backfield. So a 3rd and short coming up, Grant.
And I'm always excited to see what these what the Shamrocks will come out and do. We talked about Boss a lot last year, 822 yards and 108 carries. Expect him to see a heavy amount of carries again this year. So we'll see how many yards and how many carries he gets this game.
Another drop back pass on 3rd down, this time to Spenceria. That's going to be another first down, a little bit shorter. Gets across the 30-yard line to the 29, so almost a mirror play of that last 3rd down conversion to Harrington. This time they go to the opposite end and Spenceria.
And you wonder what they're going to do, if they're going to do this the entire game with their ability to spread the ball out wide with Harrington and Spenceria, and then their ability to go up the middle with Boss. That's a hard combination to stop.
It's no secret, you know. Actually, we're already seeing 2 throws by Tyler Linder's offense. That's a little bit of a rarity. I asked him what his offensive style was, and in all caps he says, "We run the football." And in case we didn't get the point, he added a couple exclamation points on the end of that. So they definitely like to do the smash mouth game, but they're airing it out a little bit here. And there's another play to Spenceria on the pitch sweep, and he's going to get around the corner. Another first down as he gets tripped up, falls out for about a 13-yard gain near the 15-yard line. Yeah, let's see that. Replay is coming up now, I believe. That was a very good play. And we want to see it again. Tanner Spenceria gets the first down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and you can see as he's coming around the edge there, look at that edge block, just a line of green jerseys making the way for Spenceria to get there, and then the DB coming through on the backside to get a tackle.
Scary sight for the Cardinal defense when you have Jake Boss bearing down as your lead blocker out in the open field. This time a run is stuffed by the Cardinal defense. I believe that's Marcus Dodson who got the carry there. The backup fullback, which is hardly much of a backup.
Looked like maybe Hanson and Krings for that's Dalton, or David Hanson, and Jacob Krings in there for the tackle, it looked like. Great job stuffing that block right up the middle.
And you know, we haven't talked about it yet, but Coach Mark Hudson, in his first year, this is his first game for Boone Central Newman Grove after Arnie Johnson retires. Here's a handoff to Cole Harrington. He has some room around the corner. He may get there, and touchdown, Scotus. They strike first. A run from 15 yards out, and Cole Harrington does the damage. 6-0, 8:09 remaining in the first quarter.
I tell you what, Cole Harrington does a majority of the work there, but Spenceria's block right up the middle, that's what gave them the touchdown on that play.
And Cole Harrington also lining up for extra point kicking duties, but we're going to give him some credit here for the run. Let's see that block that we were talking about by Grant.
Bad angle, but Spenceria comes to the block. Harrington busts that inside and then around the edge for just the easy 6 points.
And to make that 7 as Harrington accounts for all of the points with the touchdown and then the extra point kick. 7-0. Scotus on the board first, and Boone Central Newman Grove, defending Class C1 champions, are going to have to answer.
Looking forward to seeing this Boone Central offense come out, obviously with the loss of Wyatt Mazur. It'll be interesting to see what they do, but a point that I've talked a lot about with people who's covered this Boone Central team is the fact that they were so good last year that their backups got many quality reps against other teams starting offense because they would just blow teams out. And that's on their way to a undefeated state championship and one of the best years in the school's history. And that's, if you're looking at the Boone Central Newman Grove, that's a short school history. But if you count the Boone Central history in all itself, that's still one of the better teams to ever play.
Yeah, Coach Arnie Johnson, 17 consecutive playoff appearances. He was with this program when they started as Albion. Then they moved to Boone Central, and then Boone Central Newman Grove. So he saw this program all the way through its successful years and, just decided to hang up the helmet, or I guess hat, for lack of a better term, as a coach. But, it's no easy task for Coach Mark Hudson to come in and kind of take off what Arnie Johnson did here for this program, and no easy task for your very first game as head coach to take on a team like Columbus Scotus, the one they have this year in 2015.
You never know, Arnie might have strapped up the helmet a little bit and got out there on the field. There's always a chance for that.
I wouldn't count against it. A deep kick by the Scotus Shamrocks forces a touchback, though, so Cardinals going to start from the 20-yard line.
Blaine Kennedy coming out today to start at quarterback, I believe. We'll see Blaine out here. Blaine Kennedy, a good player. Excited to see his arm in action here as the starting quarterback. Got some reps last year, but this year he's helming this offense and hoping to lead this team to some quality points this season.
Didn't change much offensively. Still, they like to run I formation and some shotgun under center here, though, and the pitch to the right side to Damian Backus, who pounds up the middle and gets something out of look like nothing. We're going to take a look right now at the starting 11 for the Cardinals. Starting with the skill players, there's the aforementioned Blaine Kennedy, a senior, Damian Backus, who just ran the ball. Also running back Wagner, and then Keaton Henry, a big boy playing tight end, Scott Kettler and Kyle Kramer, the two wide receivers. And then the boys up front, another senior-laden team, or senior-laden front with Krings, Hansen, Sullivan, O'Brien, and Roberg. That's got to be good as a coach to have that experience. Got one junior there, but the core of your big boys up front, seniors.
We'll see him step back into the shotgun here for a little bit of that spread offense that we were just talking about, along with that I formation that we just saw. It appears we might have a false start here on the Boone Central Newman Grove's second play of the game.
And that's going to happen, obviously, the first game of the season. You got some kinks to work out, and probably won't be the first time we see Laundry on the field. False start by the Cardinals, going to march back 5 and pretty much cancel out that run by Backus. Looks like it'll be 2nd and 11.
It's something as a fan you might expect coming into the first game of the year, but it's something as a coach that you plan on avoiding, and no matter how early in the season or how late in the season it is, that's something that's really gonna be a stinger if you're sitting on their sidelines and your offensive line's jumping off.
First pass of the game by the Cardinals, and it's a completion and then some, rumbling down near the 40-yard line. Great play by the Cardinals, and that's a receiver by Jared Weiner, the tight end, not on the starting lineup, but he's making some moves.
Senior, 180 pounds, 6'1", tight end linebacker. Making some plays down the middle, and those tight ends are such a great utility to access if you can find them open in the middle.
And looking at this offensive weaponry that the Cardinals have, you have 6'4" Kettler as a wide receiver, 6'3" Blaine Kennedy, 6'4" Kyle Kramer, 6'3" Keaton Henry as a tight end, and then you have a 6'1" tight end actually coming off the bench and making a play. And there's some defensive play by the Scotus Shamrocks, catch them in the backfield, and you're going to see a lot of that, or at least attempts by the Scotus Shamrocks defense. They like to blitz, and they like to get downhill and get after offenses.
That was it might look like they were trying to go for, there was a pitch up the middle, which is something you don't see a lot. You see it more, I guess, at the high school level versus the college level, but it's something to kind of throw the defense off guard. But with Scotus, the way they blitz, it's hard to throw them off anything if you're going up that middle.
2nd and 11, and a quarterback breaks 3. He gets to the outside near the right sideline, brought to the ground, but not before Blaine Kennedy gets a first down, then some. He gets into the Scotus Shamrock side of the field, and a big play by the Cardinals.
Just as I talk about them trying to fool them Scotus Shamrocks up the middle, they run a fullback dive the opposite way, set up beautifully by the coach there to run that the pitch. It was the same way with the pitch, the fullback. They got the linebacker sucked in, and Blaine Kennedy just took that to the outside. They sucked him in.
There's
boom,
a look right there.
Break to the outside, and speed will get you yards.
And they're playing to what the Scotus defense likes to do, their aggressiveness, and they baited him with that handoff up the middle. This time they elect to give it to him up the middle, but that's something that's keeping the Scotus defense honest when they're going to do something like that potentially. Gain of about 5 on that last run. Brings up second and 7, ball currently on the 42-yard line. 5:50 remaining in this opening quarter. First drive for the Cardinals. Try to go with the hard count there. Scotus defense stays strong.
Great way for the Scotus defense to sit in there.
And then Kennedy keeps it again on the jet sweep fake and gets another first down. Tackled by Marcus Dodson as well as Spenceri.
Fantastic job. Keaton Henry, very big kid, very big threat for this team. As we talked a little bit about him before the game, but Keaton Henry motions to the outside, and then it's just open room up the middle for Blaine Kennedy to use that speed and get a first down.
Trips out to the left side for the Boone Central Cardinals, and they hand it off again. Nice penetration in the backfield, though. Tripping up the runner is Evan Shohan, the 6'1 linebacker.
Just the finger tackle there is always good. Got a couple fingers on them shoelaces, and Damian Backus was not able to get the yardage that play might have had open up there. It looked like the offensive line there did a good job at opening up that hole for the running back.
Well, covering these Scotus Shamrocks as a soccer team, Shohan's actually the goalie. So that was some goalie skills right there, reaching out for the foot and getting the tackle. This time misses him. Kyle Kramer with a very nice nifty move. He's still going along the right side. He lowers his shoulder and another first down. Blaine Kennedy, did I say Kyle Kramer? Blaine Kennedy has almost single-handedly been marching his team down the field.
How good does he, you're coming off of a season where Wyatt Mazur, the most talked about quarterback in the state, is your starting quarterback. Now you're filling those shoes and you're coming out with the opening line. You see him bust around, with the juke and the spin, breaks the tackle. And credit to the Shamrocks for not giving up, but Blaine Kennedy just too fast and just too smooth to stop.
So Cardinals now in the red zone. First in goal from the 9-yard line. They like to go up the middle to Backus, and he is stuffed, but not after a gain of 5, and he is near the 2-yard line.
Backus running hard, but those Shamrock linebackers coming in and staying strong. After giving up a big run, they're angry and they're ready to hit somebody.
And a good point you brought up about Wyatt Mazur, the quarterback last year who walked on for the Huskers. Blaine Kennedy, that's just tough luck for him as a junior. No matter how good you are playing behind Wyatt Mazur, this is his one chance, and he's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
We'll see if he keeps this up the rest of the game, but right now he's showing that he deserves this starting spot.
Second and goal from the 2-yard line. Man in motion across. They hand it to Backus again. Nowhere to go. I believe he's gobbled up. Another short gain on the play, though.
He's going to be about on the half-yard line, it looks like, from up here, but we'll see where the ref spots that, or referee.
That looks about right on the 1. This is a big one. Third and goal from the 1. You got to think, I wonder what Coach Mark Hudson's going to do. Is this 2-down territory for the C2 coach from Ravenna in his first game?
I think anytime you got running backs and a quarterback who's already just ran about 80 yards down the field, you're in 2-down territory.
Quarterback sneak, and he is in there. Blaine Kennedy scores it, and 6-7 now.
Yeah. He says, I am not worried about those 2 downs. Give it to me right now. Let's kick this in. Let's get 7.
And we're going to get another look at it right now. Kennedy just saying, I got this myself, boys.
Great job by the offensive line there to get low, and Kennedy doesn't have to do much work. He just gets behind those big boys, and he just gets an easy 6 points.
So an impressive drive by the Cardinals. Not sure why you'd expect anything less from the defending Class C1 champions. They march right down the field and answer to Scotus' opening drive. We'll see if they can tie things up. And actually, I thought for a second it looked like they might have gone for 2, bringing on some late personnel, but it looks like they're going to kick the extra point. It's going to be Joe Roseboom. No, Kyle Kramer.
Chucks it through, and they call that one good for marking up 7. We got a tie game, and Shamrocks look to respond one more time.
So 7-7, 3:17 remaining in this first quarter. Both teams come out offensively, got to be pleased. And now defensively, they got to be not quite as pleased.
I mentioned this at the beginning of the game. Whichever defense shows up first, I think is going to be the team is going to be victorious at the end of all of this, because these two offenses are extremely high-powered. We weren't sure what to expect from Blaine Kennedy coming out of this. We knew he was going to be a good player. We knew he wasn't by any means a scrub backup, but he is really impressive in this first drive, and I hope to see a little more of what he can do as we move on and progress with this game. And Cole Harrington most likely to return here with 211 yards on punt returning and kick returning. Kick returning, he has 277 yards last season, so we'll see if he can top that this year.
Well, his replay is going to be on Coach's Corner, a weekly show we do on ColumbusNewsTeam.com. Coach Tyler Linder, as well as Kurt Frenzen and Craig Williams from Columbus High all come in. We recap the week prior's game and talk about the game looking ahead with highlights. So these highlights from this game will be on. Tune in on Thursdays when we post those shows. Very much looking forward to another year of Coach's Corner. And now the Cardinals kick off again to Scotus for their second offensive drive. Kick it the exact same way as the first and fielded right on the sideline. A short gain on the play. The Scotus receiver, though, if you think about it, could just let that one go, and you get the illegal procedure. Obviously, it's a little bit of a cat and mouse game depending on the bounce that ball would take.
I tell you what, when you're sitting in one of those positions at fullback or tight end and you're back there to receive, it's hard not to just see that ball and want to grab in. Hey, mark me up for 4 yards, mark me up for 5 yards. Talking about Coach's Corner, that's a great chance, for me too, just to see what the coaches are thinking week to week, see where they're going, how they're responding from the game, whether it's a win or a loss, and how practice is going. Just a really exciting thing to watch.
Drive number 2 now for the Shamrocks. Handed off to Bailey Pelster. He gets his first carry of the game. Actually, talked to Coach Tyler Linder, and that was about the time he said Pelster would come in. One of many dynamic athletic players, we'll say, but he ran for 600-plus yards last year, has potential to go over 1,000 as a senior, was a little bit banged up, has a little bit of a muscle bruise on his leg, Coach Linder told me, so he didn't start tonight, but as you see, they brought him in and are ready to see what he can do in his 2015 campaign. Gets a short gain of 5 on his first carry.
And Boss up to the middle. He's breaking through, and big yards by Boss as he breaks tackles, and he powers forward for about a gain of 9 to 10 yards, and they're going to move the sticks.
And
Jake Boss, 822 yards. I mentioned that earlier. You talked about Pelster, 692 yards last season. So, you saw him limping around a little bit on the sideline. He wasn't really limping, but you could tell he was maybe favoring one leg over the other. So I'm not sure what his deal is, but glad to see him in the game. Very fun kid to watch. Very athletic.
Won't be the last big run by Boss. You have to think even in this game. Like I said in the pregame, his speed is elusive, or it catches up to you for his size. Another play-action pass on first down. This time finds his player in Jackson Kumpf, the tight end, and that's going to be a gain and a flag on the play as the ball's down at the 39-yard line, and looks like we may have a Cardinal shooken up on the play as well.
And I think they took one out of the Boone Central's first set of plays there when they threw to the tight end. Both times so far the tight end's got the ball. It's been big yardage. Right up the middle. Defender gets lost in the mix. Linebacker comes up and plays that run because both these teams are very run heavy. All of a sudden that backfield opens up. And it looks like...
So a block in the back, unfortunately, for the Shamrocks. That's coming back. It's still a good play, though. We'll take another look at it right here.
You see his linebackers run up, vacates that middle of that field. Safeties are back covering that. They're in cover 3 there, but it's just too much room for those Boone Central, Newman Grove defenders to make up with a wide open tight end in the middle of the field.
You saw Pelster, I believe, was the one called for that block in the back. The yardage, though, was still enough for a first down. And the ball is going to be at the 44-yard line. Scotus in one of their wing T formations. Spenceri goes in motion to the left with the pitch. And he's got Marcus Dodson as a lead blocker in front of him. More laundry on the field, though.
for an offense that's really rolling on the field and clicking on all cylinders right now, except for these penalties and these flags and this laundry that we keep seeing get chucked out. Boone Central with one flag during that first drive. Scotus now on their second. Let's see what he calls here. My guess is holding, but we'll see. Illegal shift.
The 5-yard penalty will move the ball back.
Now this can be one of those deals where
49-yard line.
You have a man crossing the field, and if he comes back toward the line of scrimmage at all, they can call an illegal shift.
Places the ball at the 49, making it 1st and 15. Another pass as Prismus drops back, goes across the middle again to Kumpf off the tip play, and that is 10 yards. Great concentration by Kumpf there. He's a basketball player, may have played some part in that focus and reeling that one in.
He says, you're going to take my yards away, I'm going to get them back. With the great catch there, great focus, way to adjust to the ball there at the end after being tipped and almost hitting the turf.
That will bring up a 2nd down and 6 for the Shamrocks.
Spenceri goes in motion here, fakes the pitch, Prismus rolling out, pursuit from the backside, and there's the first sack of the night. Boone Central, Newman Grove has it, and that is a big play by Zwiner, the tight end who came in. He's fired up for not being a starter.
Hey, he sees Kumpf making these catches, and now he's like, yeah, I got to make some noise on defense. So let's see if we can get this on replay here. Zwiner coming around hard on the edge. Not much room for Prismus to do anything there in the backfield as he was just mobbed by Boone Central Newman Grove defenders.
That's tough when you're rolling away from it and you have that backside pursuit.
Another go around the edge, and Zwiner, he was a man on a mission right there.
So now 3rd and 15 again. Prismus dropping back. Dalton Taylor going down the right side. Throws it up. It's anybody's ball. Tipped. And no catch there. Dalton Taylor, the 6'3 target. Good defense, though, with the safety coverage by the Cardinals. Coming over the top there was Kyle Kramer.
Bailey Pelster tried coming back and getting on the edge of that ball there, but just a little too far, a little too much out of reach for him to snag that ball. Otherwise, that would have been a second tip play this drive, but unfortunately for the Shamrocks, they are back, and a lot more passing in this second drive than we thought. We might even see the whole game.
And unfortunately, yeah, for the Shamrocks now with a 4th and 15 on the 49. They're going to punt. And here is the punt. Nearly gets blocked. A booming punt, though. Very nice, and fair catch taken at the 14-yard line.
Spenceri's punt is fielded by number 13, Andy King, for the Cardinals.
We'll see this Albion offense come out, headed by Blaine Kennedy. Albion, excuse me, Boone Central Newman Grove. We cover Albion in the news, and
I knew what you meant.
My mind gets all tangled up, and what does Will Ferrell say? It gets all mind-boggling.
Mind-boggling.
But Blaine Kennedy coming out here to helm this offense again. Let's see what kind of moves he can make. Let's see what kind of action he can bring as they start off this second drive of the first half.
It's 7-7, 3 seconds remaining in this first quarter, so by all intents and purposes, gotta feel this will be the last play of the quarter, as there's 2 wide receiver sets on either side. Man in motion from left to right, fakes the handoff, he's going to keep it, and not a lot there, maybe a gain of 1, but that's going to do things here in the first quarter.
Tackle led by number 38.
So 7-7 as Boone Central Newman Grove comes to town. Number 3 Scotus clashing with the number 5 Cardinals. Here on the ColumbusNewsTeam.com, we'll be back with second quarter action right after this.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Life is about doing those things we love. And when something happens, you risk that connection to those things. It's about the path you follow to recovery, to return to those things that bring a smile to your face. When it comes to physical, occupational, and speech therapy, rely on the experts who combine compassion with excellence in rehabilitative services. The path of personalized, comprehensive, and innovative care to get you where you want to go is at Columbus Community Hospital, specializing in making a difference.
Welcome to Columbus Tire and Service in historic downtown Columbus. We as a team never promise more than we can deliver, and we always give the customer more than they expect. We're authorized dealers for Goodyear, Hankook, and Falcon, but we can get you any vehicle tire you want. We offer full automotive repair by 4 qualified, experienced technicians. We are a qualified farm tire dealer, and we offer 24-hour on-the-farm tire service. Request service, shop for tires, or request a quote at columbustireandservice.com, or give us a call to set an appointment, 402-564-6229.
And welcome back to second quarter action. There's the first play of that second quarter. Incomplete pass by the Cardinals. And like you to know, that first quarter was brought to you by one of our sponsors. These broadcasts wouldn't be possible without them. And that is Bose West, the first quarter sponsor for ColumbusNewsTeam.com's live game of the week. Stop by Bose West after the game for the best burger in Columbus. Get me hungry, Grant.
I'm hungry myself. It's hard to... Those Bose West burgers are big and they're very well cooked. Let's just put it that way. They got some good food there.
3rd and 10 now for the Cardinals. Some penetration by the Scotus defense and a throwing running pass and still going. He breaks through. Marcus Johnson. No, excuse me, that's not Marcus. That's Keaton Henry. And he makes it all the way down to the 35-yard line. I got mixed up on the number 32s, Grant. But long story short, that's a 60-yard gain roughly by the Cardinals.
Keaton Henry, big physical player that they have. He's listed as a tight end, but you see him split out almost the entire game. And we've seen him running a little motion back and forth, fake handoffs. They got him downfield, and he was able to break a tackle and just make a play.
That camera one, man, it's not good right now. I don't know what it is.
Checking this out. Breaking loose. He gets it downfield. Undercover. It's not like Scotus wasn't defending that well, but Keaton Henry just too big and too strong. But they catch up to him downfield after a huge gain.
And there's some defense by the Scotus Shamrocks. Penetration. They redeem themselves, force the fumble. And how's that for a response on a 3rd and long with the Cardinals pinned back? They have a huge play, and they turn right around and force the first turnover of the game. Let's have another look at that one. And that's just, you got to credit that to the penetration by the Shamrock defense.
Tell you what, I get done breaking down one huge play, and there's already another one taking place for the other team. Can you ask for a better week one game between two schools that are just, you know, if it pans out the way we're expecting it to, these two could be playing each other here in late November.
So now 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks on the 32-yard line. Handoff goes to Bailey Pelster round the corner. He shows his speed, and it's about a gain of 6.
You know, Pelster, I was thinking he was maybe going to be a little sore or something because he didn't look like he was playing a lot, so I didn't know what the deal was. But he's out here, and he's running around just as fast as he was looking last year, so I don't know what the deal with that was. But Pelster looking very good here in the second quarter. Pelster, we mentioned this earlier, 692 yards last season.
Spenceri goes in motion, gets the handoff again. Falls forward for maybe a gain of 1. Good penetration there by the Cardinals.
Looked like his knee hit down there before he got about an extra yard or 2, so it looks like, yep, they are going to mark this one back. Where his knee originally hit before he made that extra yard. Other cool games going on tonight. Lakeview's taking on Wilbur Clantonia, and they are up on the hill, I believe. Columbus High's out at North Platte for a good game. All of these games, really good matchups, really exciting. And our boys in Nebraska City, they had Nebraska City and Auburn, a rivalry game that has got to be fun to watch down in that area as well.
Just feels good that the Friday night lights are back. This time ball going to Pelster around the right side, and play's going to be blown dead beforehand.
You can see we got some more laundry on the field on the far side. Let's see what they call a false start on the offense. They're going to move this one back. second false start this game, one for Boone Central, one for Scotus.
So getting ready now for a 3rd and 7 for the Shamrocks. Pelster goes in motion again, fakes the handoff, rolling to the left is Prismus, and he's going to keep it himself. Not a lot of options, and a big tackle out of bounds. And Jake Boss actually cleaned up one of those Cardinals. Not that that's pretty much of little consolation, because it looks like the Shamrocks are probably going to have to punt.
Yeah, Prismus, we haven't seen him get out and kick off the shoes and run yet, but Prismus got a little speed. Just unfortunately for him, those Boone Central Newman Grove defenders were all over it. Boone Central, other notable teams in their district this year, Norfolk Catholic and Pierce, along with Wayne, West Point, Beamer, and Madison. So not a bad district. Scotus, as they get back to punt here.
That's been Siri with the boot. Another high, nice one, another fair catch. Cardinals will start from the 29.
Scotus in District 4, Columbus, Lakeview, David City, North Bend, Wahoo, and Wahoo Newman. Wahoo Newman, a number 6 ranked team right behind Boone Central. 9 back on their offense, 10 on their defense. So Wahoo Newman, a very good team as well this year, and an exciting one to watch kind of around the area.
Just talking about the wealth of talent in Class C1 in and of itself. You myself have talked about it a lot on your podcast, the GO Show, but just you open the season, Scotus number 3, Boone Central number 5. Scotus turns right around, takes on number 1 Class C2 Aquinas Catholic, but both these teams on their schedules down the line, they have number 7 Pierce preseason, number 6 Bishop Newman, like you said, and Boone Central always ends their games against Norfolk Catholic, who just so happens to be ranked number 2. And there's another fumble, this time recovered by the Cardinals in the backfield, and looks like actually the play was called dead before anything happened.
Yeah, these schedules for it seems like almost every team in this Class C1 and even Class C2 is just rigorous throughout the, you might have an alright game for some of these Boone Central teams. They might have an easier game here or there, but for the most part, week in and week out, they have to stay focused. They have to stay on point to make sure they win every game. And, for Boone Central, trying to repeat what last year brought, and for Scotus, trying to live up to the hype they have this year.
Defense getting near the quarterback, and great effort as Boss finally wraps him up, but not before Blaine Kennedy escaped 2 Scotus defenders in the backfield.
And he is just bumbling, stumbling for those yards this Friday night.
I like that.
Hey, I'm trying to do it.
That was
I'm
good.
trying to bring back the classic lines and steal them for my own. That's my secret plan.
Hey, well, let's give it another shot right here. What's happening?
An offensive line, great job by that offensive line. It almost looks like they're going to, not a great job, but it looks like they were going to run a screen pass almost the way they kind of let those guys through. And fortunately for them, Blaine Kennedy able to break a couple tackles and drag a few guys to get them back to the line of scrimmage there as they start this 3rd down.
3rd and 6. Kennedy fakes the handoff. He's looking for it. Oh, he has a receiver who's beat his coverage, but just outthrows him. Scott Kettler, the 6'4 target, was streaking down that right side. He got behind Dalton Taylor.
Kettler and Kramer, and that's Scott Kettler and number 14 Kyle Kramer. 2 kids I'm excited to see. They're playing out here on the perimeter. Curious to see how much Boone Central is actually going to use them here throughout the rest of the game. That first quarter going fast with so much running, but excited to see 2 very tall, very athletic receivers on the outside. But then, of course, you got 32 Keaton Henry, who, as we have already seen, knows how to make plays on the receiving end.
What you would assume would be the first punt of the night for the Cardinals, and back to receive is Kumpf and Cole Harrington. 2 guys you don't really want to kick to. Harrington brought back more than a couple last year returning it. This time it's going to go to Kumpf. Fields it at the 29-yard line. Fakes going out to the right side, and he has some room. Runs into a blocker before getting a nice gain of about 12. Shamrocks will start their drive at the 42.
Cole Harrington and number 23, John Lovell, coming in there and getting a great block to set up that return for about 10-15 yards. As the Shamrocks get ready to, they'll put together another drive here.
Just under the 8-minute mark, 7:56 to go in this opening half. knotted up at 7 apiece. Both teams scored on their first drive of the game and have since yet to do so again. 1st and 10 for the Shamrocks from the 42. Pelster in motion. They give it to Pelster, trying to get around the outside. Gets past the first, but good pursuit defense by the Cardinals. Didn't know if they blew the whistle there for forward progress. They did.
Very impressive job by the Cardinals in that left side of that defense. Just swarming, and Pelster, for a very fast running back and very quick side to side, was not able to just beat the swarmer guys coming around on that end.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
And something we haven't really talked about yet is Ryan Mustard, who is someone who is going to be a very big impact. You know, Omaha World Herald had them as their impact player to watch for. And a big play, by Prismus, making his way around the end. He was only able to gain about 4 yards on that, but it didn't look like he was going to get many when he started. But Ryan Mustard, and along with Ryan Mustard, and he's out with a knee injury along with Fultz.
Mustard definitely out.
Talked to Coach a little bit, and he said they may be able to come back for playoffs, barring they make it to that stage, which from looks now will be the case. But Ryan Mustard blocked 4 punts last year and possibly the most explosive player on the team at that D-line, O-line position.
3rd and 9. Prismus drops back for the pass. He has Harrington open, and that's going to be a first down. Harrington brought down at the 43-yard line of Boone Central Newman Grove. And here comes that replay. Grant, break it down for us.
Well, you got Pelster running the fake around the end, and then he's just looking to block, and then Prismus with the deep ball to a wide-open Cole Harrington, who doesn't have to do much work, but make sure he holds on to it with that. Looked like they were running a cross route there, and those linebackers stepped up a little too far, giving them an open receiver there about 10 yards, 15, 20 yards downfield.
1st and 10. They give it back to Harrington. He's going to run it this time, and another first down. Gracefully bounding almost like, dare I say, a deer in the forest?
Dare you say a deer? Maybe even an antelope. I would go that far.
I think we have to see that on replay to see if I can defend myself. But he took a graceful leap, and he evaded a tackle in my defense, Grant. I'm trying to get a little bit creative with this and expressive.
You're thinking the fence jumping video that we've all seen of antelope bounding over fences.
In the African savannah. Almost.
Harrington, very versatile, though.
Back to football action. Pelster has the ball and gets tackled after a short gain. We're having fun, Grant. That's what's most important. Hope the people at home are enjoying the broadcast as well.
Yeah, I hope you guys are.
If not,
if
we
get
apologize.
Too turn the volume down a little bit and still watch HD Boone Central Scotus action. But I hope you're enjoying the commentary as we kick off the football season on this beautiful Friday night right now. I mean, if you're a fan, even if you're a player as well, but if you're a fan and you're out here to watch one of the best matchups in C1 this week, if not the best, you couldn't have asked for much better weather.
And that brings up a 2nd and 7. Back to Harrington. He's going to get around, breaks through the first level, and again, big tackle coming up from the safety, Kyle Kramer. Looked like Harrington was about to break another one.
Looks like they're about 5 yards short, got about 5 yards to go to get that next first down. But Harrington, you've seen him, he's run about 3-4 plays in a row here. Very versatile, very exciting. They got him running cross routes on the outside. They got him running sweeps on the inside. Is there anything this kid can't do, though? I'm waiting for him to throw the ball this next play.
A lot of these players at Scotus, multi-sport athletes. Harrington, also a soccer player. He netted a couple goals covering them, and so they just have athletes right now at Scotus, and Coach Linder talked about just how special he feels to have this group of seniors as Prismus drops back and tries to evade the swarming Cardinal defense. Again, cannot. Wrapped up by Joe O'Brien on that play.
I don't know what kind of legs Scotus has here on this back end. We'll check out the replay. As Prismus drops back. And another pass play with that Scotus line, unable to hold off this swarming Boone Central defense, and not much Prismus can do but take the sack.
I'm going to give Joe O'Brien some credit. He actually fended off Jake Boss on that block to get that sack, and that's no easy feat by any means. Jake Boss now is going to try a field goal kick now from 40-plus yards out. Jake Boss, also a soccer player. No good. It had the crowd fooled. They thought it was in. Looks like it's a little short and possibly left.
Still an impressive leg for a beefy running back like Jake Boss, getting out and showing off his soccer skills as well.
I tell you, man, I just keep saying it. He is very fast he has the shoulder guard, the neck roll, and the birdcage face mask. And talking about soccer, I watched him play. I saw him dribble it from half field, get around 3 different players, and score a goal in the state finals.
Impressive.
Just giving him a shout out, I guess, for his athleticism. I was amazed.
He's an impressive athlete. And it looks like potentially another false start offsides on this opening run for the Boone Central Newman Grove.
3:54 remaining in the half, still tied up at 7 apiece. And that is against the Cardinals. Brings up 1st and 15 from deep in their territory on the 15-yard line. Fakes the handoff, a new quarterback in for the Cardinals, and he can run a little bit as well. That's Dylan Gentrup, just a sophomore.
How deep can they go? That's the question. I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing some freshmen here soon running the ball, and I wonder if Blaine Kennedy isn't just tired from nonstop running this first half.
Someone will have to definitely keep our eye on if Kennedy did get a little banged up or what, but right now Gentrup, the 175-pound, 6'1" sophomore, under center currently with 3:23 to go in the half now. Now in the I formation. Gentrup's dropped back to pass, has pursuit from the backside, gobbled up by the Shamrocks, and Matt Strecker, the sophomore, getting in on the action.
And if he wasn't going to get in, then Darren Wrinkle was going to get in. He was coming in hot as well, looking for that sack, and they're hungry. This defense is very hungry this half, hoping to reclaim the block, and we'll see him coming around on the backside. He's blitzing, and he is full speed. That Boone Central defender, number 31, Zwiner, unfortunately not ready. I don't know if he caught him off guard or what, but just a little too fast for him to stop.
3rd and quite a bit. It's like about 3rd and 18. Long ways to go. Cardinals in their own territory, 2:30 remaining in the half. 3 wide to the left, 2 to the right. More pressure this time by Marcus Dodson. Gentrup evades, but only for a short time, as the second sack by the Cardinals, or by the Shamrocks, I believe. Is that Marcus Dodson who cleaned that up after initially causing the pressure?
I believe so. He was in there along with number 67, Nathan Twark, as they were relentless getting after that quarterback, Ginthrop. Did I say that right? Ginthrop?
Ginthrop or Gentrup?
Gentrup.
We'll go with that.
But that Scotus defense, like we said, Dotson and Twark, just nonstop effort as they made their way onto a sack.
So 2 back-to-back sacks by the Shamrocks, a big way to give them some momentum and good field position with 2:17 left to go, a chance to get on the board again and add to their 7-point total and potentially take a lead going into halftime.
And Gentrup, not really his fault there. Unfortunately for him, the offensive line, I'm not sure if they had a break, where they had a break at, but someone like Marcus Dodson, who's just kind of relentless with a lot of tackles. Take a look at this here. And the offensive line, unfortunately, number 52 there, Dodson coming around the edge and then just sitting in the pocket too long. You can only sit in the pocket so long before those offensive line just can't stay in front of that defender for so long without holding him. And, you know, as we know, that's supposed to be a penalty. Sometimes those big boys get away with a little grabbing here and there, but
Nathan Twark was the other one in on that. We got to give the big boy some love. He got half the sack there. As Harrington, the lone back to do the punt returning. Shamrocks look like they're sending all 10, hopefully trying to get a block here. Nearly do. Harrington's going to have to get it on his own. There's enough space for him to take it. Beats the first defender, and he has some open field, bounces it out to the right side, and he's still going. Harrington now going back across to the left and to the 25-yard line. That's the athleticism we've talked about from Harrington.
And that blocking effort by Scotus. Obviously, Harrington gets away from 4 or 5 defenders right there. But that blocking effort by those Scotus Shamrocks to go do a full block attempt on a punt and then come back and make the effort to give Harrington some running room to shift around like we've seen him already do. He's going to break that first tackle. We're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys unable to tackle him. Then you see those Scotus Shamrocks lining up the blocks as he just runs through them like it's a mouse trying to find the cheese.
There we go. Mouse and cheese, antelopes and deer. Johnny Rogers-esque, shall we say. Doing a Husker reference there.
I guess.
I mean,
I don't want to make people angry, but we'll see how the rest of the game goes. But right now he's doing it. I'm not going to argue. And Johnny Rogers was pretty fast.
He was.
He was going against some pretty big dudes, but Cole Harrington, I will say, is having a very impressive game so far. Let alone just most of the work coming here in the second quarter.
And that's one thing Linder said. He pretty much does everything. You saw the punt returns. He's the wingback who can run it or get the catch out of the backfield. Also, their lockdown corner on defense. Right now, the Shamrocks on offense, 2:01 remaining, trying to get back on the board, add to their 7-point total. Here's Spenceri with it, with some room to run. He's tackled, initially wrapped up on the play by number 32, Keaton Henry.
Great job by the Shamrock offense there, setting an edge, giving him room to run on the end. Unfortunately, not enough guys to make up for those defenders who came for Boone Central Newman Grove from the backside. We'll see here on the edge, tight end number 23, setting the edge, setting that hole, and he's able to get around the edge. But those Boone Central Newman Grove defenders coming from the backside, making the tackle.
2nd and 5, up the middle to Boss, who lowers his shoulder and gets the tough yardage. Only 3 or 4 there.
And that was Bailey Pelster, John Lovell out there on the block on that previous play.
And interesting, Boss, a key part of their offense, but they're definitely splitting the ball around a lot more, utilizing the athletes, giving Boss, then Spenceri and Harrington, Pelster as well. Take your pick of weapons to run the ball. This time it's going to be Spenceri, then back to Pelster on the double reverse. Pelster has the room. He's running to the corner, going against Henry. He's in there! Shamrocks on the board, under a minute to go, 13-7 Scotus.
And that's that side-to-side speed. Beautiful double reverse there. Handing it off. We'll check this play again. Giving it to Spenceri. Back right underneath the Pelster, and he's just on his way for a touchdown as he's got to go up against number 32, Keaton. It gives him a little fake, and just unfortunately Keaton not able to stop Pelster as he made his way to that pylon.
Interesting, too, on that double reverse, Pelster running on the inside closer to the line. Normally you see it on the other end, farther away from the line. Maybe added to the trickery.
That's the little trickery right there that you want, trying to design that inside reverse that you don't see often. Usually they stick out their fastest player, which for these guys is either take your pick, Cole Harrington, just Jake Dotson, Marcus Dotson, Jake Boss, all very fast players. But just giving Pelster a very quick back, smaller back, the ability to run that deception and get up the middle with a very quick play, double reverse, and as we just seen, it's a touchdown.
And Harrington tacked on his second extra point of the night, giving his team a 7-point lead, and that's exactly what you want if you're the Shamrocks. Coach Tyler Linder, he had 2 minutes to go. Take a minute drive and get on the board. Now the big thing is, with 53 seconds left, obviously stay firm on defense and go into halftime with that 7-point lead.
You can tell it's about halftime. The Scotus Flag Girls are out and ready to go for this halftime performance.
Spirit, something that is very prevalent for the Shamrocks, actually won the School Spirit Award by the NSAA for one of the months. I believe it was the month of November last year, so kudos to them for coming out and supporting their team.
A great addition to that Class C1 All-Class Award they won for sports.
Ball's going to be fielded at the 5 after the kickoff by Boss. Damian Backus with it. He gets past the 20-yard line, which is what you always want, near the 25.
Back is very good, very quick back. Just not a lot of room to run on that play, although he did get to about, looks like the 24-yard line, but we'll see where they set this one down.
Interesting to see who comes in for quarterback for the Cardinals. Gentrip, or will it be Blaine Kennedy again?
Looks like, yep, Blaine is back in. I wonder if he just needed a little breather. I guess we'll see right now.
So 46 seconds. Wonder if the Cardinals are just going to run the ball and let the clock run out, or if they're going to go for something here. Kennedy keeps it. It's going to be stuffed at the line. And ball pop out.
That looks like, and Scotus Shamrocks are calling for fumble. But the refs appear to be calling this one down. We'll see.
Well, let's see what we can make of it. Not that it matters because the referee's already said second down, but
Appeared the Scotus defenders are in there throwing his punches around. And Pierre Blaine Kennedy lost the ball at some point there, so I'm not sure if he had the ball or if he had handed that off. Let's take a look at that here. Blaine Kennedy drops back. And he's going to hand that in almost a little give, but it looks like... Oh, and one of the offensive linemen is able to come in and snag that one. That was definitely a fumble. And that appeared to be, I think, number 76. That would be... No, not... Well, maybe 77, Brandon Roberg. Hard to see those numbers in there, but Brandon Roberg or Joe O'Brien in there saving Blaine Kennedy on that fumble. Unfortunately, those Scotus defenders just got in there, and it looked like there's a little zone read action gone wrong.
And after that play, the Cardinals did take a timeout, 39 seconds remaining. We've had a lot of instant replays. We like showing you guys the extra action. We'd like to thank Bill's Tire Outlet, the instant replay sponsor, brought to you by Bill's Tire. Shop today and get a $100 rebate on select Hankook tires. See the guys at Bill's Tire Outlet for details.
I had to get some tires from Bill's Tire once. They did a very nice job.
I need
So
2
shout
new
out to those
tires.
guys. Thank you, Bill's Tires, for hooking me up.
2nd and 10, quick pass to the outside, and gain of about close to 10, and clock stops with the play going out of bounds. A nice completion
Scott Kettler
there.
out there on the outside. We saw him a little bit ago, unable to get to that deep ball that they threw there earlier in this quarter. Or hook him up with a little short pass there on the outside. Once again, we got number 32, Keaton Henry, out there. As we've seen before, he's listed as a tight end, but their tight ends play a lot of split set.
They go back to him again, this time with a lead blocker, and a little bit of a mistake there. He decided to stay in bounds. The clock's going to run. Cardinals do take a timeout, but...
Keaton Henry set himself up there for a block, but unfortunately one man sometimes can't block 3 defenders.
Yeah, you're not going to win that battle too many times, unfortunately for him.
I've been in that situation before.
Unless you're Grant Otten.
Well, I'm not going to say how it turned out. I did the bear hug technique to put a hand on all 3 defenders and tried just... I did my job. The guy got past me, and they didn't get the tackle immediately. They might have caught him downfield, but not an easy task.
Well, your biceps are big enough. I believe the story.
Your biceps are getting there. This conversation's taking a weird turn. But
I have
been on that workout
room.
regimen lately.
I have. Everyone at home that's curious, hitting the Y hard every morning.
If you want to go and work out with someone who's energetic and loves sports, and you want to talk some sports, check out the Y's early morning. Brandon's there. He's ready to go.
And speaking of the Y, the new YMCA coming to town shortly, also exciting for the town of Columbus. On a different note, again back to football because 26 seconds remaining in the half, and Cardinals are trying to tie things up as well.
Look for some more short passes on the outside. They're going to go, as I say that, they throw the deep ball. Surprisingly, I would think they would have stuck to the short 10-yard outs. It seems like they got the players to run that kind of, or the screen passes, that kind of short plays to get out of bounds, save time. But that Scotus backfield is very talented, very deep for those DBs. Surprised that they're chucking it downfield, but could be just a last-minute strategy to try and score.
So now 3rd and 3 with 19 seconds. Cardinals have 1 timeout. Interesting to see. I think they're going to throw it here, but it could be a quick out, something just to get the first down, get a fresh set of downs. Blaine Kennedy takes the snap, goes up the middle, right down the seam, and that's going to be a first down, gain of about 10. That's by Jared Zwiener.
Have to spike the ball here to make sure that clock stops. They have enough time to still keep going downfield.
Referees spotting the ball, 13 seconds. Clock still stopped while they remove the chains. Quick spike, 9 seconds. 4 seconds went off the clock there.
You got to think they're going to throw a deep ball here. But the tight end option has been open downfield a couple of times up the middle. Zwiener and Keaton Henry both with some good yards this game. We'll see if one of those two get the ball on this and a second half play.
3 wide to the left. He's looking for a quick pass. There is Keaton Henry. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. He's tackled at the 22, 3 seconds. They're going to get their timeout. 2 seconds to go. And the Cardinals have a realistic shot at going towards the end zone. They may even elect to kick a field goal, but head coach Mark Hudson takes his final timeout, and they're going to talk about things here.
Henry, big physical play. It looks like we're going to see a little replay action here. Henry lined up on the inside, on the outside, and he just cuts to the middle. Linebacker unable to get to him. That's number 45. Number 45, Matt Strecker. Tries to strip the ball there, but Keaton Henry just too big and strong, and a wide target for Blaine Kennedy to hit there up the middle.
And if you don't already, follow us on Twitter at Columbus NE News. We're all over social media. We're everywhere, Grant, as we all know. But we tweet out all our stories and content. We tweet out live links to watch games, like live streams like the one you're watching now.
We try to tweet out scores when we have the time. Sometimes games like this is so busy and there's so much action, it's hard to take your eyes off the field for even 1 second.
And that's Columbus NE News. We're at about 400 and I'd want to say 50 followers, but our Twitter game definitely has room for improvement, and we need help from the people of Columbus to do it.
Our Facebook, though, doing well. We are our inaugural date is September 1st. That's what we call it, the date of birth, I suppose. But we are, at last checked, I think we're 6 likes away from 10,000. So you could be that 6. You could be that 10,000 like, be one of those 6, and then tell your friends after we get to 10,000. They can be the 10,001, 10,002. Those are all good likes.
Last play of the half, field goal attempt by Kyle Kramer, blocked by the Shamrocks, and Cole Harrington gets in, and what a way to go into the half. If you're Scotus, they're fired up. Cole Harrington gets around the edge, and 14-7 is how we go into the break. We're going to get another look at that play right now.
This kid is non-stop. He's going to be coming around the outside. Harrington times up right on the snap. Beautiful. Able to get that. And it looks
Did he get his foot on that?
It looks like the kick botched, so I'm not sure that Cole Harrington got the block there. He got hyped like he got the block, but something went wrong, and that kick did not get off the ground.
Well, a very eventful first half. It's 14-7. And we're going to wait for our sideline reporter, Kate Bowling, to get a hold of the head coach, Mark Hudson, and get his thoughts.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have 2 winners tonight, so don't throw them away after the first one is announced.
So it's very exciting half. Grant, your initial thoughts as we're about to hear from Coach Mark Hudson.
Well, this is pretty much what we were expecting. We weren't sure exactly what to expect, but we knew they were going to run some spread offense. We knew they were going to run some I formation, a lot more.
And then I didn't change it for you.
0-1, 9-4, 3-3.
Or I'm going to have to no matter what. So
5-0-1.
if he starts,
What is the locker room talking to sound like?
just tell him.
Well, we got to find a way to shut down their outside plays on defense. They're getting too many yards, getting to the edge. We're getting pinned inside and not making the right hand play there.
So what improvements need to be made in order to come out with a victory?
We got to find some consistency on offense. We've had too many negative plays on offense. We got to find, a rhythm, okay? We've kind of been hit and miss. We had a great first drive, set the tone, and then several 3 and outs. And then we got a little something going there, and then they blocked that field goal. And, he was a little early, but that's part of the game. So.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.